Hello, Trevor. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Congratulations on your book. I'd like to ask you some questions about it. Sure, go right ahead. Did writing this book bring up any emotions and trauma from your childhood? Yes, I went through plenty of hardships as a child, so writing about them brought up plenty of emotions. But I hope I was able to make my story entertaining for all readers. Has your childhood full of loss made you more accustomed to loss and losing people you love? Yes, I think from losing my dog, childhood girlfriends, and losing contact with my father, I have become more okay with loss. Do you joke about your trauma and loss because you've healed, or as a way to cope with the pain? Certain things I've healed from and can now talk about, and other things I joke about to make light of the situation and to cope with emotions I have. Do you regret anything you did growing up? I wish I didn't hustle to make money when I was younger. Looking back, I didn't need to be doing that to survive, and I didn't think about how I was affecting others. Is there anything you wish you did to protect your mother from Abel's abuse? I was young then, and I wish I hadn't left my mom alone to live with Abel and his abuse. Is there anything you wish to say to Abel after all the abuse and harm he brought to you and your mother? No, I don't wish to say anything to him. I believe people should be more forgiving, as holding on to things from the past can be even more damaging to yourself. Do you think Abel should forgive himself? Sure, I think Abel was a troubled man who had lots wrong with him. I don't wish him harm. I hope that he has made a better life for himself. Very wise words, Trevor. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Of course. Thank you for having me.
My book is about, I guess, my life growing up in South Africa as a mixed-race child in South Africa, which wasn't common at the time at all, because the time that I was growing up was a period of our history called apartheid. And so my mother's a Xhosa woman, my father's Swiss. I was, I guess, a mixture of the two. And I grew up during this time, which led to a series of fascinating and fun stories. Some of them very painful, but I guess I find the comedy in everything. And this book brings it all together.
So, how are we today?
Good, good. Just finishing working on the house. Building up a fifth wall.
Wow, luxurious.
It would be if Trevor would stop dumping on the floor. Such a big poop for such a little man.
That's usually how it is. So, how's life?
Oh, you know, the normal. We just picked up a new dog, Foofy. Trevor has been going to school on the weekdays, and we have still seen Jesus every Sunday.
That's good to hear. And how's the Volkswagen?
Starts, runs, drives. That's all we need. We don't need anything fancy to get to A to B.
Too true. How's the gas now?
It's okay. We're running a little low on money because Abel refuses to pay for anything. His shop isn't doing too well.
Men, right? I guess cheese isn't on the menu for tonight.
No, not for a long time.
What are your plans for the future?
Well, I don't plan going anywhere anytime soon. I just want to raise Trevor right. He is the hope for the family.
And how is Trevor?
Same. Always getting into trouble, you know? It's a lot of work raising a mixed kid, you know?
I can see how it can be a problem. What struggles have you had to go through?
Well, starting off, I cannot walk with Trevor. If we go anywhere, I have to bring the white lady to walk with him. And people look at him like he is some sort of foreign creature. It is definitely hard to navigate the world as a mixed child. Trevor knows that, and it only makes him stronger.
I can see how that can be a struggle.
Trevor never knows whether to fit in with the colored kids or the white kids.
That's just the life we're living. I hope for the future to be in a more equal world.
I agree. Nowadays, you cannot go anywhere or do anything without having to keep your eyes out, looking over your shoulder. I just hope me and my babies make it out safe.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we are here with the one and only Abel.
Haha, thank you so much for having me on your podcast today.
Well, we all know that everyone wants to hear from you after hearing all the intense stories told by Trevor in his book. So hopefully you'll be able to tell us the raw truth behind all of this.
Of course.
Alright, well, without further ado, the first question I'd like to ask is, did you always have an aggressive personality, or did you adapt that when you grew up?
Yes, my father used to abuse me when I was younger, and I learned my aggressive behavior since then.
Ah, I see. I think a lot of people were also wondering, why did you not show any remorse during your call with Trevor after you had shot Patricia in the head?
Well, Patricia and I had been apart for a period of time, and I felt like she had taken everything away from me, when really it was just me drinking our money away. She had helped me so much by selling her house just to support me, and our family lived in a car for a while. I took advantage of it and started getting drunk and spent all the money, which I fully regret. I guess I was drunk and couldn't control my emotions, and they had gotten the better of me. I was drunk at the time, and when Trevor called me, I did not care about anyone or anything at the time, which is why I told him that I would have killed him too.
Oh, wow. So where do you live now? How is your connection with Trevor's family?
I am not with Patricia anymore after the incident, but we still live a few blocks away, and we're basically neighbors, which is sometimes a little bit awkward seeing her pass by my house. My actions cannot be forgiven, and I don't blame Trevor's family at all. I almost killed his mother.
That's a very humble answer. I know you turned yourself in, which shows you owned up to your mistakes. Is this true?
Yes, I felt like that was the only choice to pay back the horrific actions I had caused.
Well, Abel, our time is up for today, but thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. I hope you enjoyed your time here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Anytime.